So now next we have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Khalid, and then we got Teenage Dream by Katy Perry.
Yeah.
That's the intro.
From Mr. Broke Productions, and in association with Maximillionaire and Vice City Kingpin, present to you Life on Easy Mode. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I can't catch a break with a fucking car. And not even my fault too, not even my car.
Yeah, you want to tell the story of what happened last night
Yes,
at 1 a.m?
Honestly, bro. So, after a night of debauchery, no, I'm kidding.
Taco night,
Taco night.
Taco.
Wait, it wasn't Tuesday last night. Why'd you get tacos?
I don't know.
Camp Nowhere too by yourself.
Yeah, I did go to Camp Nowhere right after because I wanted, a little.
How long did you stay at Camp Nowhere for?
I literally one drink and I left.
Then where'd you go?
Home. Home.
So how are you out at 1 a.m.?
Wait, where's home? Do they have drinks there?
I'm gonna tell you. So because I came, I think I came to your house at 11?
10:30ish.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, 10:30. Then I went to Camp Nowhere, and then I stayed there for 20 minutes, and then left. And then I was driving home, and I'm like, all right, and blah 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 blah. Oh, literally, this is what I said. I'm tipped, and I go, Mayday, Mayday. I literally said Mayday, and I go, okay, I just hit a pothole. And then I heard, I heard, and I go, oh, fuck.
Not even it was a...
I literally go, nope, we're dead. I literally fuck. I had to have hit a pothole, a fucking... I'll show you the tire, but literally, I know I didn't hit a curb because nothing is dented on the car. Literally, the tire is pierced through, and I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what.
Where was this, on the highway?
This is not. No, this is George Waterman. Not George. Well, George Washington, whatever, towards Johnston, my house.
Oh, I know exactly. Yep.
So you take the left right after Burger King. So, and I'm going down this road, and I go, oh fuck! And I knew it couldn't have been a curb. I literally had to hit a pothole, something in the ground. I don't know. It could have been the body for all I fucking know. But literally, the one part of the wheel, there's a straight hole, and I put my finger in there, and I go, fuck me. So I literally stop what I'm doing. I freeze there for a minute, staring at this tire, and I go,
Whoop.
No, this is the first thing I say to myself. How am I going to say this to my grandfather?
I mean, technically, that isn't your fault.
That isn't my fault. I mean, he says, oh, if you dent the car, and I go, yes, but, it isn't my fault. But, at the same time, I'm like, bruh. So I call Carla at one. This is 12 o'clock, and I'm like 12, almost 12, and I'm like, Carla, and she goes, what? And I go, we have a problem. So I told her the whole spiel. She came over, she looked at it, so she was like, yeah, just call AAA. And I was like, all right. I didn't even know where my AAA card was. I didn't have it on me.
Wait, did you know if the car had a spare tire?
Oh no, so I double checked. I made sure, because here's the thing. I'm not towing that. I'm not paying, so I if anything, I will pay a little bit for my grandfather for an extra tire, because I can't even go over 50 with that tire.
Well, that was the thing. If you knew it had a spare tire, why'd you call your mom?
Well, no, but just I don't know, just security reasons. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what every time I get into an accident, I always call a parent beforehand. That's like a thing. Dad,
I mean, it's not really an accident, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, but I'm like,
any car trouble, Mom, the gas is on E, help!
So, anyways, I call AAA. They get a spare, and he says don't go over 50. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna have to tell my grandfather, hey.
Hope you like donuts. Here's one in your car.
No, seriously, I hope you like donuts, but I love my grandfather, but I know how the conversations he's gonna be like. And I go, but it literally wasn't my fault. Literally, I texted everyone. I said on my Snapchat, fuck Rhode Island roads. I don't know what it is. This is the same thing that happened to me last year in May, where I was driving home on 295, and I hit, because there was construction on the road, I turned. And because of the construction, riveted tires, I don't know what it was with it, but those black pieces of concrete from roads that dug up. Because the construction crews are assholes, they left it there, and I ran over, and that's how I blew my tire last year. So I can't even be to blame. It's fucking, I hate Rhode Island. And it was dark out. It's dark, so I can't fucking see shit. Well, I can see, but I'm not I can't see what the hell is on the road, so I couldn't see if there was a pothole 20 feet in front of me. But I mean, so I hit a pothole. I don't think I hit a nail, but I definitely hit a good pothole. So fuck Rhode Island roads.
Well, no, I mean, I mean, I'm thinking if you felt like an actual hole in your tire, I don't think that was a pothole. I think that was some kind of like metal piece or nail.
Metal spike.
Because I had the same thing happen to me, except mine was actually still stuck in my tire.
Yeah, like
I forget what it's called, but you know how there's like on the tire, there's like those little like dents where you can put like a quarter through, like how's
like go look at my
I
story.
forget what those are called. I remember I had a metal piece right through that,
I used to have
and mine was completely flat, and it was like deep in there.
I literally could put my finger in there and I go. So I automatically, number one, I was like, good. I didn't hit the curb because there was no way that could have been a fucking curb because nothing of the car was damaged. It literally was just that.
How big was the hole?
Literally, I could put my finger in. So it's probably
Two
like
or one?
2 fingers.
Oh, damn.
So I don't like.
I don't think that was a pothole.
There's
If
no
it
way.
had to be, it had to be a super deep one, and it had to be super sharp around the edges.
Exactly.
know
Like it
what
had to
the
been like a kind of like a diamond kind of like.
I don't know what the fuck like could have been like. That's the thing. Like even with lights on the road at almost 12 o'clock at night, like me driving on that road for God knows how long, or driving in general, you're not worried about like there's nothing on the road that could fuck up my car. You don't like what happened with the hood. Like you don't think that's gonna happen. You just drive and then like,
Literally.
oh, Jesus.
Literally, where I got my nail, and it was on this road right here, the road I've been driving on for 6 years, and all of a sudden, boom, one
Can
day
I
it just
sue Rhode Island?
happened. I was like,
Like,
I'm not paying for this, but I had to pay for new tires anyway.
I mean, I will help my. I mean, the tire is probably not. It's probably
It's
not
like 100 something.
Nah, one of my tires for my Hyundai was only like 90 something. But
Yeah,
I, like,
so
just,
something around there.
So
Well, I guess it
mean,
depends where you go to, because I think the cheapest for Town Fair tire, I believe, is about
I go to-
112.
I go to Tire Pros in right near the Lincoln Mall.
Oh, okay.
I know the people there, so I go there. But yeah, I'm sorry. So I mean, and then I waited for AAA. You know, I called them and. I go on Google and I'm like, AAA is not open, and I go on Google and it says they're closed, and I go, and my dumbass brain was like, oh well, AAA can't help me, and I read it closer and I'm like, oh, just their store.
Yeah, their services are 24/7.
I know.
yeah.
So literally,
I mean-
I had the blondest moment that night. I go, oh, okay.
Imagine all the people stuck if AAA wasn't 24/7.
Bro.
They'd be waiting there for like fucking the next day.
Oh, but guess
All the
what?
midnight cruisers
You know,
on the highway,
you
bro.
would think like every time I've called AAA for the past 2 years, I've waited hour, 2 hours. When I had to do my hood situation, I waited there for like what, 2 hours? Like well, not for AAA to
About
come.
an hour and a half, yeah.
So like
Something like that.
it's bad. So me thinking it's 12 o'clock at night, roads ain't busy, they're gonna come swiftly. 45 minutes later, and I'm like, are you fucking serious?
To be honest, that's not bad for AAA.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but
That's not bad for
Listen,
AAA.
I promise you.
the closest one is 15 minutes for me. So
But
It doesn't matter.
especially at that time of night, you'd be surprised how many people have breakdowns because,
You know,
what if it's
alright,
because it's dark
that's
and they
true.
don't see something? Like, I was lucky the first time, well, not the first time, the second time, remember I told you I had to get 4 new tires when, like, the whole thing for my air just completely broke in half and the thing went, that guy was there in, like, 20 minutes. I was like, damn.
see, 20 minutes is good, but like I mean,
But, like, 45 minutes, that's pretty good for AAA.
Yeah.
I had to wait, like, an hour and a half the first
Alright.
time for
well,
mine.
anyways, like I mean, the woman on the phone was great. So I mean, the guy that came there, like literally chill as fuck, Joe, we called him Mechanic Joe. So he was chill. And I came home around like, when I say like just after 1. So.
Good guy, Joe.
Good guy,
I like
Joe.
how you actually recorded him on your story. Guy's just trying to do his job. He just sees like this little streak of light coming from the side of him. Like
a little flash.
yeah, like
Oh, that's not my phone. That was his car. That was the.
oh,
AAA.
I thought it was your flash. I was about to be like, damn, bro.
My flash is not.
Joe's like, damn, I'm
I may
famous.
have the 13. My flash is not that strong, but, anyways, I think I just have bad luck with driving.
Yeah.
Or like just
You need a chauffeur.
like.
Honestly,
Or to train for the Olympics, you should just run to places.
man, the Jerussos.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Out of the accidents that I've had, and now the accidents that the other one has had, who's more liable for them?
You're not wrong there in that aspect.
But no, it's bad.
But I'm
It's
saying
like
it's
that-
just like both of you like just have shit
It's
luck.
not like I can't even say like, oh no, I have admitted things are my fault, but like, god damn it, everything that isn't is just Rhode Island's fault. I just hate it. So,
Welcome to my hood. Yeah. So
I hate
So
Rhode Island. Fix your roads.
before we move on,
I'm so tired of it.
before we move on, so
I got you didn't need that flew right over your noggin, and I'm standing here.
I just
like,
noticed you're still wearing my hat. I just noticed that one.
you
No,
meant
keep
to
it.
say, you meant to say that joke, right?
What joke? What do you mean? What?
anyways,
We're not gonna even talk about it, but okay. We're not gonna talk about it. That was such a great joke too.
Speaking about bad roads, this one road pisses me off because it's like on the way back to.
No, keep talking. I'll tell you in a sec.
You know where the rustic drive-in is?
Yeah.
That road, like before on, they need to fix that shit.
Wait,
bro.
Where is it?
It's in like North Smithfield.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yep,
Ish.
yep.
not before my grandparents' house, right?
No, it is before your grandparents' house.
Right
Like,
near
before we get on the highway again.
Isn't it right before the right near the drive-in theater?
yeah.
I know exactly.
That
Yeah.
road is the fucking worst.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the 146 is bad.
Like you can tell it's patched, but it's patched badly.
And not to mention, everyone and their mother is on 146, so it makes life more miserable. But
So
Sorry, for a second, when you said, speaking of bad roads, I thought you were going to transition into our big topic for
Oh,
today.
no.
oh my
I thought
god!
that was your transition. I was about to fire you right there on the spot.
No, I actually
speaking
had
of
something of it.
speaking
okay.
speaking of bad roads, there's so many bodies on the roads.
Yeah, I
back
thought
in
you
the
were gonna say something like
60s.
that.
I mean, but
Speaking about everyone being on 146,
he killed him with a 146.
Oh my God.
you know, it's so killer, like the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
You know,
That was pretty decent. That was pretty decent.
You know, for
Maybe
you
the
for
hat gives
making
you luck.
puns, I'm sorry, but like I'm still cannot get over the fact that the pun that he still went over your head.
What pun?
Wait, did you actually not hear it? Oh, okay.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right.
Okay,
good.
yeah.
All
yeah.
right. I
See,
thought-
that's what you do. You just ignore it. You just go on with it. You don't
Anyways, but
acknowledge it.
that's
This-
another thing why I want to move out of Rhode Island. Fucking the roads.
Yeah. How do you have the word road in the state? Okay, first of all, there's...
First of all, it's spelled wrong.
Yes,
so
first-
that's
Okay,
So-
hold on. I have a gripe with whoever named this place. I know that the way they spell road, I believe, is Dutch for red, because the first guy who discovered it saw like a red like island like I think it was Jamestown. I could be wrong. Long time ago. But ready? How do you have the word road in your name, right? But you have the worst kind in history. Why is it called an island? If Rhode Island was Block Island, yeah, that's an island. But Rhode Island has a beach, but it has Connecticut, then it has Massachusetts. Where along the way does that identify as an island?
maybe they saw Block Island in Jamestown. They're like, ooh, island.
I mean,
or maybe like back in like the 1700s, Massachusetts and Connecticut were still under the water, and they just rose one day. They had like a growth spurt, and they just came up out of nowhere, and then next thing you know, they were one with Rhode Island.
do you guys not actually know why Rhode Island's named Rhode Island?
I know the word
not from
road
here,
is
bro.
Dutch for red, because the guy who discovered it was
so they
Dutch.
had
or-
the coin toss. The heads was Rhode Island, tails was Cockapoo-Shire.
That's right. You know what? Looking back at it now, I would have been good with Cockapoopa Pee Shire. I would have been a happy Cockapoopa Pee Shire in.
And speaking of tossing a coin 50 and 50, I mean, people didn't have a 50-50 chance of surviving with a Zodiac killer.
That's
so,
right.
I mean,
Just like Harvey Dent, he went, "You live, you die." No, I'm
So-
kidding. Actually, that's how he did it.
speaking of Zodiac, you guys should see the movie Zodiac on Netflix.
Is it good?
What?
Is it good?
Oh God, it's amazing. It's by the guy who made Seven, the guy who David Fincher. He made Fight Club, Seven, Social Network. It's with
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, the whole Marvel gang.
Okay.
So it's based on a book, and from that book, from this cartoonist that wrote this book, he kind of did his own work, and I mean. It's like any like killer that's never been caught. Like you don't know who it is, or like you have some suspicions, but like, so they had a suspicion in the movie or in the book about this one person, and it kind of added up. So I don't know if it's my boy Gary, because that was more on police detective.
Your boy Gary?
Yeah, my boy Gary. Yeah. So I mean,
Damn.
I don't know. It's we can never know, because this is the 60s and the 70s. This happened 60 years ago. I mean, well I don't think
60. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
50.
What?
No,
Late 60s, early
Late
70s.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not 60. That was about 53, 54 years ago, something like that. It's not 60.
Oh well.
Because it was almost into the...
almost 60.
It was
almost
almost
60.
into the 70s.
Yeah, it
Almost
happened
six-
between 68 and 69, the killings. So,
Well, if you believe that, because apparently there's been more, but the
Yeah.
Zodiac has only
So-
confirmed like 4 or 5. But anyways,
so let's get into this. So yes, we're talking about the Zodiac killer. The last time we talked about them on this podcast was in December, I believe,
When
when one of his anagrams was decrypted.
yep.
Now we're here again because the people known as Case Breakers, who are a volunteer group made up of former law enforcement, military,
There's
journalists,
about 40 of them.
40 of
Really?
them,
Yeah.
and they believe they have identified the Zodiac killer as a man named Gary F. Poste, who apparently died in 2018 for reasons unknown at the time, at least to our
Old-
recording.
old
Now, before I
age.
get into anything, keep in mind that this is still a very consistently updated story. I have an article by The Sun where every like 5 minutes they're updating about like maybe new information they may have. So keep in mind that this is October 9th, Saturday, 2021. So at the time of us recording this, this is the information we have. So by the time this gets out Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, this may be old news. But keep in mind, this is... Fuck it. We're doing live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
By the time this gets out, this may be old news, but just keep in mind this is the day we're doing it. So the case breakers believed to have identified the Zodiac killer as a man named Gary F. Poste, who died in 2018, like I said. And not only that, they believe that he is linked with a sixth killing that happened 2 years prior to the Zodiac killings, which a girl named Cherry Jo Bates, who was 18 years old, who was found dead in an alley on the Riverside City College campus, which apparently happened on October 31st, 1966. The case breakers believe to have linked this to the Zodiac killer. And along with...
I can already debunk that, because the Zodiac killer was very smart with what he did. I hate saying it, but...
Maybe it was his amateur hour, And
but, like,
2 years later, 3 years
it doesn't make
later.
any sense, like... With any serial killers, you don't span 2 years like that in between killings. Like, he was consistent with his killings. Even with the Night Stalker from the 80s, which is another great case, killed 20-some-odd people, I think. Or, just under 20. Jack the Ripper, all consistent, and it's not, dispersed. So that's why I'm, a little, iffy on when people say, 2 years prior, this and that. Ted Bundy, for instance, even though it was I think he admitted to a killing that happened a year or two before, but even then they kept finding killings after that, so it was still consistent. So I just don't see how that could be linked to the Zodiac. I kind of brushed over, but from what they've gathered, they resemble a sketch that they have of him. They say in the cipher that his name is in there. I don't know. I feel like if people say they've already cracked the cipher, then why hasn't his name already been spouted out? So that's just my opinion on this. So
apparently, in order to fully decrypt the cipher, you had to have known his name, because if you took out the letters for Gary F. Poste, apparently it revealed something. But every article I've looked at the time right now, I haven't seen anything
this
for
sounds
it.
like a group of Redditors at this point.
So. With this controversy, so the case breakers have been saying that they think they've identified the Zodiac killer, whereas now you have police and law enforcement and federal agents saying that this is still an open case, because they believe that what the case breakers are using is just circumstantial evidence, because one thing that they have is the scars that were on the sketches for the Zodiac killer match very similarly to Gary's scars, and so that's one big thing that they have, which I will agree that's pretty circumstantial. That doesn't automatically mean, oh my god, it's the killer.
Oh my god, or the cartoonist was just oh fuck, made a line.
Yeah,
Anyways,
He's a middle-aged man. Let's give him wrinkles.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I put it in Reddit. Let me just cover it over.
And I don't know what happened. I had an article loaded up from yesterday, and it just brought me back to Google homepage. I didn't even touch it, so there's that. But if I remember what I wanted to say, I'll remember it. So now another thing interesting of this is that there's been another individual whose name I won't say, because for all we know, this guy may not have anything to do with it. But
Not say his name.
if this person Gary is identified as the killer, I still don't want to say this guy's name, because apparently there is
Ted
an
Cruz.
alleged person. What'd you say?
Ted Cruz.
No, it's
Wait, off
Nikki's
topic.
tweet. Nikki's tweet. So it isn't Ted Cruz.
Wait, did you see? There was a tweet on Twitter from, I think it was The Hill, the news source The Hill. They said FBI says that the Zodiac killer is still an ongoing case. Ted Cruz just retweets. No.
Did he
anyway.
He actually did.
No,
I'm not even kidding. It was.
All right, that's kind
Okay,
of
you gotta-
that's
I'll
kind
give him
of G.
that.
That's kind of G. That's
Okay,
kind of.
That's
I'll give
kinda
him that.
funny, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
So there's an individual who has posted photos on Facebook, who again name I won't say, photos with Gary and photos actually mentioning Zodiac killer.
Oh, him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
Fake. That's not me.
Well,
No, it's not. That's an actual Facebook post.
No, but him with the text oh, it's a Zodiac killer.
Here's one. So I will say the guy's account does exist. I looked up his name. In
The
the article.
photo exists. Yes.
However, he has a private account, and obviously I didn't add him as a friend, so I couldn't see any of these posts. So if you had him as a friend, maybe these were real, but this is still not confirmed if these were actually real, or if someone for some weird reason decided to make these up. So one post says, this is from the guy on Facebook, "My last visit with the old man, Gary Poste. Zodiac? God dang, I miss you, old man," which is a caption from November of 2018. I'm assuming after
he
Gary
passed
had
away,
died.
Yeah.
Also from November 2018, he had another post a picture of them together, and the caption was "Mountain Time with the Old Man, Gary Post, Zodiac," in all caps with a question mark.
Nah, it's like one of those memes where like somebody edits something when it's a post from like that long ago. Like when people do like the Corona stuff, like when people were tweeting about Corona, but like the tweet said it was back in 2016, but you could just inspect element. So, I mean, I definitely maybe he posted that recently for as a joke. I could see if he did it recently because of the findings, that would make sense. But like I feel like he wouldn't post that.
I feel
in
like that'd be
2018.
too quick though. I mean, yeah, you can go back and edit it,
Or maybe
but like
he just has a really weird sense of humor. I don't fucking. I'm not friends with a Zodiac.
you called him my boy recently, so I don't know about that one.
No matter what, a lot of people. So here's another reason to back up the. So spoiler in the Zodiac movie, they identify someone, and when he died, when this person died, I believe he died. I honestly,
Was it 04?
honestly, wait, I think so.
Because I'm looking at because there were a list of suspects that they had for the Zodiac.
What's the guy's name? Paul?
No, wait, hold up. I just had it.
I don't fucking know.
Richard Gaikowski.
Yeah, Richard is one of the suspects, but something happened when he died. I'm not sure that like really raised questions because you can't do anything when someone's dead. I mean, obviously, I love open cases. I love like these kind of cases, like the one case that I don't think will ever be fully solved is Jack the Ripper. That case will be unsolvable for the remainder of Earth's days, but
Must be time travel.
yeah.
Surprise! The Zodiac killer was
was.
celebrity number 6 this whole time. No, anyway.
There is a movie about that, where they time travel to Jack the Ripper. It was so fucking stupid, but so I think like it's one of those cases where it's very like theorized. It's very like very open, which I do like. Obviously, when they say time to do justice for the family, I mean 50 some odd years ago, I mean, as much as I hate saying it, I think it's going to be a closed case from now on. We're never going to have like a 100%. We'll have maybe like an 85% maybe, but like never a 100%. We will never know who fully did it, because they are most likely dead. So
in the article, because what I read was that they do have evidence from his like
Dark room.
yeah.
Dark room.
Yeah,
Photo
what
room.
is that? What does it
So
even
a
mean?
dark room is it's a photo lab. It's
Okay.
where like maybe he took pictures and then he just revealed them. He could have been a
where you do like negatives and stuff
yeah.
like that.
It's basically what I do.
Oh,
at
okay. So
school.
how do they find his dark room? Like,
So a dark room is just like a little. It could be a closet. It could be like a dark bathroom or anything. It's
lot of
just
schools have
it's where you make pictures
Yeah,
or print out.
right, that's what they used to do back in the day. So,
yeah.
so they found out where this guy Gary lived.
maybe, and then maybe they found evidence in his dark room or something like that.
Question about that. See, I feel like that's bullshit because you can't go into somebody, no matter if they're dead or alive, you cannot go into waltz into somebody's living or anything.
That is true.
Anything they own without
But-
a warrant, and these people are not official. They're not police. So how, if this is true, they found darkroom photos. Basically, they're saying, yeah, we committed a felony as well. Like that makes no sense unless they are related to Homeboy.
They could have asked for permission.
Because I don't know if his wife is dead because he did have a wife, which I'll get into in a minute because I remember what I want to talk about. But I'm assuming that they did this obviously after they found the Gary F. Post. But then my question is, where did they come up with the name Gary F. Post? Did they just have part of the case breakers just all right, just come up with random names?
No. I believe Gary F. Post is a real person. I
know that. I'm saying like, where did they get that name from? Like, where did it just out of nowhere it came up?
Well, obviously they had to start in California.
Yeah.
And they just had to work their way down, like maybe trails or something like that.
Right.
That's how it always is.
Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, it was in San Francisco. Well,
Plus-
but
Plus, you gotta think about social media these days too. Like that guy could have been a lead, and they just tracked him down. Like who knows?
That's
You
true.
know.
there was a lot.
Are
Of
you talking
leads.
about the
The
Gary's
guy-
friend?
Yeah. The
Okay.
Facebook post.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's so many people that.
I mean, 40 private investigators. You're not gonna be able to hide something from 40 people.
Right, and they were former law enforcement, military, I believe
Oh,
journalists
that's
as
right,
well.
yeah.
40 of them, and I believe it's all completely volunteer work because you know they don't just deal with just the Zodiac killer; they deal with a lot of high open cases still. So, they're probably looking at Jack the Ripper too as we speak. Which, I mean, that'd be cool if that was identified. That was identified one day. That'd be pretty cool.
We can't go back to the late 1800s.
Yeah, 'cause that comes from a time where-
there's no evidence. It's only hearsay.
Yeah, so
So.
probably no. It could have been like a government person. I don't know. We're gonna get into
Just like
conspiracy.
JFK was killed by the CIA. Come on.
Yeah. So Yeah, like he's mentioned, or like you mentioned about the Zodiac. So there have been suspects who police believe to be the Zodiac killer long before Gary Poste. You had a guy, Richard Gaikowski, who for a while believed to be the prime suspect, but he died in '04. You had another guy who, no, I'm not going to say that because I don't want to say anything. Arthur Leigh Allen, I believe an article I read last night said that he was a child molester. And they believed him to be the main suspect, or another big suspect. And there was a few others, but the article I had for The Sun, it like updates like every 5 minutes. Like literally, 6:30, cracking the code. 7:30, cracking the code part 2. So like they have like an update. So if I can get back to where I was last night, but that was at like last night, and they're updating like every hour.
Honestly, like
But
I would love to be a private investigator. Like I think that would be kind of cool. Like
Well,
I'm
go to
like
school for it.
I'm like an not a vigilante, but like I don't follow the police. Where I do my own thing. You know, like
you want to be like a.
How do you even get started in private investigation?
you
Wait,
lit-
what's his
literally-
name? The guy who's been looking for Gabby Petito. What's his name? The bounty.
oh my god, Dog the Bounty
Dog the
Hunter.
Bounty- you wanna be like him or
what
something?
No, not like bro. That man is bronze sun bleach, bro. With fucking like, he has like Guy Fieri like mustache. Like, bro, he's a G, but like.
Don't know who that is.
You've never seen, you haven't, well, obviously, you know, like, that's a big case right
That
now.
show's
like,
on-
I've been looking at that. Like,
He had a show, right?
yes, he did.
On A&E?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Sure.
But, like,
'Cause I think I watched that a few times.
I've been looking at that right now on Facebook, the Gabby. Like, I think that's interesting because now, I mean, right now, all I'm fucking seeing, though, is Fox posts. So I'm not pressing the Fox post because one of them says, like, oh, the dude, what's the dude's name? Fucking.
Brian.
Brian.
Brian's dad is helping the FBI because there was a photo of him shaking hands or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
like, I think that's an interesting case to follow right now. So I mean, he's on the run. But
Yeah. So, okay, we're back to the Zodiac. So I remember what I wanted to say. So even if this person, for some reason, isn't the Zodiac killer, this was still a person who had some mental issues himself, because there was one person, I got this from the article last night, and I can't find it again. I believe it was from ABC, but I looked that up, nothing came up, so I do apologize. But I was reading this last night, and it did say that there was a person who, at the time, was 18 years old when this happened, and he knew Gary because he helped him through some legal trouble. So one day they went hunting, and, you know, obviously when you hunt, you shoot the thing, and if you're going to take it back home to eat it, you have to, like, cut it up a certain way, like, to take it out of the carcass. I forget. And the person didn't go into explicit detail, but he did say that the way Gary killed these animals was cruel and unusual. Like, it was very disturbing. So he didn't go hunting with them again after that, I believe. And then there was another incident, I believe one of Gary's neighbors said this, that I think 2 years before he died, so this is like later on when he was older, in his 70s, he pushed his wife down the stairs for a reason unknown, and he actually spent some time, I believe, either in a mental facility or the prison for that, something like that. So, you know, this person already, you know, to start, wasn't a good person. So,
but I hope. Well, I'm going FBI mode.
go crazy.
I've watched a lot of like crime stuff. If he's doing cruel and unusual things to animals, it's not consistent with the way he's killed people, because he literally only shot them with a silencer.
No, that's not true. He stabbed a few.
Stabbing, but like nothing like Jack the Ripper, kind of like grotesque, kind of like. So it
Yeah, I
doesn't-
mean,
it doesn't match 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
then again, I'm not a murderer, so I'm not a psychopath. So
yeah, and the person
Yeah.
didn't go into. The person didn't say anything in explicit detail about what he did, but maybe he was a person because he was 18 at the time, maybe a little older when they went hunting, so he was young, and so maybe he didn't know what you had to do for hunting, because, you know, you can't just, if you want to take it home to eat, you can't just shoot it and take it home. No, you have to, like, I've seen videos, you have to like
skin it.
You have to skin it. You have to like
Yeah.
cut his balls off. Basically, you have to do all this like gross stuff. Yeah, you have. That's what you have to do when you hunt. So
Let's go hunting.
maybe
No, thank you.
I don't know. Maybe Gary was trying to do that, but the animal was still alive, so that thing was being tortured the whole time. Who the hell knows?
Oh god.
So that's what he could have meant. Maybe he didn't know anything about hunting. I don't know. It didn't go into explicit detail. But the pushing a wife down the stairs. Now that doesn't automatically mean that you're like a infamous serial killer. If you're a domestic abuser, that means you're a piece of shit. But
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're the Zodiac killer. So yeah, just as of right now, I guess if there's an update by the time I'm editing this, I'll freeze frame here
I think Rick's
and give you an update. Case remains open for the police side. The case breakers are saying that they've identified the Zodiac killer. So it's, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I'm thinking if the law enforcement officials are saying it's still open, I'm thinking it's still open. I could I can see the evidence why they think it's Gary Post, but there's
So-
nothing hardcore yet.
The way I see it is that they have the evidence. They just haven't released all of it yet.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're like, we have a suspect and here's his name, but we're like, we have evidence, but we're not sure yet.
Right.
You know? And the way I see it is that maybe the law enforcement doesn't want to accept the fact that, you know, the case breakers are figure it out is maybe because like they're not official law enforcement. And then that's probably just, I feel like that's it. Like,
it's
Well, apparently it's not even the law enforcement. Apparently Tom Voigt, the author of Zodiac Killer, Just the Facts, he described that the idea that Post was a killer as bullshit, and he called it hot garbage.
I think that's the guy who the Zodiac movie, his book is based on. I think.
Really? So even he said this is hot garbage. I don't know why it got any coverage at all. It was basically a press release.
I think honestly, I could 100% agree with him. Like it's just.
So you don't think it's Gary Post?
It's out of nowhere. It's just so like it's like there's evidence. It's circumstantial evidence though. It's not like. Granted, we're not gonna find a thumbprint. We're never gonna find.
I mean, we still haven't seen the darkroom photos.
Yeah.
True, but
so-
that still doesn't even make a whole lot of sense. But I mean, so it's still an open case for me. I still have my theories. It's
so
Ted Cruz.
I think so. I remember like the day you were like Zodiac Killer's identified. You put in the group chat, and I was like, oh shit, who is it? And I looked up, and it was like Gary Post. I'm like, oh, what do they got? The scars match on his forehead.
Wow, like come on,
Like, that's
Gary, like.
So my question is, what gives the author the authority to say like this is bullshit?
Because
Well, I mean, I'm assuming
Like,
if he's an I'm assuming if he's an author of a book strictly about Zodiac Killer, and it's even called Just the Facts. I'm imagining he's dedicated a lot of time learning about the Zodiac and probably writing that book.
is the guy.
So maybe I guess above most people in the world, he probably knows a lot more about the Zodiac Killer than we do. So I'd say there'd probably be a reason to listen to him if he's saying this is hot garbage.
Who was the author of that book?
His name was Tom.
Different author then, because the author of the movie that's based on is called Robert Gray Smith. The movie's just called the book's just called Zodiac. But
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, if a different author is saying the exact same thing, I mean, I can see why. I mean, but
Well, we'll find out
Yes.
one day,
one day
when we die,
I mean,
we'll just meet him.
for right now. I want to believe it is him. If it's not, I mean, whatever.
Just for closure, right?
Yeah, I mean, not for me.
No, but just like
in
to
general,
mystery
yeah.
solved, like, and for closure for the families
Yeah.
too, definitely.
You know, I just say we gotta wait. You know, this is maybe a step forward, maybe a step back. We don't know.
Joe Biden just has to say something official.
Yeah, honestly.
He goes, "All right, guys. So
Gary Post.
Gary."
Is that
Honey, did we invite Gary over for dinner?
Gary?
Get Olivia too.
Is the astrology killer?
He's killed cancer.
I saw one tweet. It was like, why do they call the Zodiac Killer? Does he just kill a specific like sign or something like that? I was like,
My that's funny.
yeah. I mean, I know it took a long time for Golden State Killer, which was found out to be Joseph D'Angelo. He was who was a former police officer
Yeah.
for
San Francisco.
San Francisco, and you know he had a lot of red flags too. He was very like,
Yeah. What was the Golden State?
Sketchy.
What years was the Golden State kills?
oh, those were in the 70s, I believe.
A
little bit
That was
after.
that was after the Zodiac.
For me personally, I don't want to see the photos if they're like super gruesome, but like
No, but,
the darkroom photos, I feel like that's at least solid evidence.
Don't care,
right.
I don't care about the
But I'm thinking like, okay, maybe like besides for legal reasons, if they have like photos from the dark room that are like really like, okay, here's some really gruesome shit that we found in this guy's closet. This is saying something. Why wouldn't they release or at least say that? Because I haven't seen anything. They just said we've been able to identify it's Gary Post by darkroom photos from his darkroom, and I'm like, again, before I didn't even know what the hell a darkroom was until you told me that's what it was. I'm like, okay, I know what that is. I've seen people do that before, where they have like the red light, but it's dark, and they like put it in water or something.
The chemicals.
Chemical. What does the chemicals do again?
So there's like 4 different ones. The first one just reveals the photo. The second one stops the first chemical from keep going, so that it doesn't turn completely black. And then the third one is just so that you can take it out in the light.
Oh, okay.
And then the last one's just water.
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 Is it in a bottle?
It could be.
Bottle of water.
Inside joke. If you weren't at Miguel's stream, you don't know that. What you
Water.
know about streaming?
Bottle.
Speaking of chemicals, you know what's in chemicals? Really, probably small. Rocks. The Rock.
Rocks.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's a rapper now.
I've rubbed off
you
on
listen to it?
Nikki.
No, I'm just not. I'm not surprised at this point. Like of actors or actresses, like going from like one thing to another. Like at this point,
Honestly.
I'm not surprised. Like if he was gonna be like, if he was gonna become a porn star, I still not be surprised.
I would.
It's like the same thing with like Will Smith, or like he was in the rap game. Mark Wahlberg was in the rap game.
I mean, Will Smith was an actor and rapper back in the 90s.
Yeah, and like
though.
Dwayne, or like John Cena too, WWE former WWE, Dave Bautista too, but now they're actually good actors. But
If Dwayne Johnson became a porn star, I'm starting a petition for his nickname to be called the Cock.
the Rockety Cock,
No, just the Cock.
the
No,
cock,
The Rock would work too.
the cock is cooking.
That's true, but like if he wants to be a little
No,
more
The
explicit,
Rock.
just
You know,
Cock.
The Rock.
But rocks
You
can
want
be,
my
like-
rock?
Rocks can be kind of like bent out of shape and like weird. Whereas the
Who
Cock,
says it's not bent out of shape?
that's a fair
What
point.
the fuck? What?
No, he
you
makes a
heard
good
it
point.
I
first.
make a
Dwayne the Rock Johnson's rock cock might be bent out of shape.
It's a valid point.
It is a
It
valid
is.
point. I think. I don't know.
What
We
if
should
it's like, the thing from like
We're done.
No, you-
Anyways,
anyway-
Tech Nine, Joey Cool, King ISO, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson dropped a song,
called what's it called?
Face Off.
Face Off.
oh my god.
We listened to it. Me and Nikki listened to it like half an hour ago, something like that.
Is it good?
Like an hour ago.
Is it not good?
It's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
All right.
I was actually surprised.
The Rock's verse is the shortest. It's the last one, but he's got like a really good heavy kind of voice.
Have you ever seen or like you've probably seen scenes, but like he's in the animated film One, and he
Yeah.
sings like that part, like what can I say except you're. He's a good singer. So
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got like that very
so
like demanding voice that like when you listen, you're
So
like,
that's
oh,
his
shit.
debut.
That's his debut.
I mean, yeah.
But no,
Well,
he
no,
was,
that's more like a EP demo. This is like his debut officially.
yeah, he had a good
Disney
verse
Pixar
though.
movie.
You know, good
did.
part.
Yeah.
A little short, but for like an actor that doesn't rap,
Yeah.
pretty good. Does better than all these like Lil rappers out there.
Oh, God,
I'm
like,
not even
you'll be surprised at what actors can
like
do.
Lil Xan, fuck off. I'll name him. You're trash.
What even happened to him?
Huh? He fell off.
Yeah, good.
From Xanax.
He's better than Dwayne The Rock Johnson in one verse is already better than fucking Smoke Perp,
6ix9ine.
Lil Pump, 6ix9ine. Fucking
Whatever happened to Lil
he fell off too because he sucks ass.
Yes.
But
And the guy, what's his name? Joey Cool.
Joey Cool
His verse was cool.
had the best had the best verse in the song, hands down.
Definitely. And of course, Tech Nine was great too. I do like me some Tech Nine.
But,
We'll
um,
have to listen to it later.
Which is
So
weird
dope.
because Joey Cool does not have like any like big albums or big songs by himself.
Right. Every
So,
big song on his Apple Music is with Tech Nine.
Is a feature on a Tech Nine song. Shout out to him for the best verse on that. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't even hear about him until today. So
Yeah,
He
that
sounds
went
familiar.
hard, bro. Damn. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know how hard you have to rap to have Nicki bop in his head.
bro, I was brushing my teeth and I'm
You have
like,
to be hard like the Rock hard.
bro, I was going like this, dun, 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 bro. I was vibing. It was a good time. I liked it.
Yeah.
So
And then
shout
the Rock
out-
came out. I was like,
Shout out to Tech Nine, Joey Cool.
You know what else is
King ISO.
hard? You know what else is hard?
The music bracket.
Yes, but I also want to quickly say a little kind of like I just want to talk about it quickly, but not
Okay.
spoiler. But like, you know what else is hard? Them reviews for Squid Games. I just want to talk about this. I think you two should watch it.
I want to. I just haven't had time
It
to.
is, except for a few things that I just did not like, and a lot of people can back me up on that. I think it is. Them Koreans are they know how to make stuff. I will say that the acting is great. I don't have any bother with subtitles, so I think it's great. Squid Games, people are like, oh, it's just a hype thing. It's not really that good. It is really good. Like it's Fall Guys meets Hunger Games. It's that. It's a great story, great characters. So just want to talk about that. Just
Squidward Games.
The Squidward Games.
Hey, they're dressed like him too.
Also, if you have no problem with subtitles, maybe you'd like some anime.
It's
Honestly.
just the thing that anime is like hundreds
here's
of
the thing.
episodes.
No, that's only with One Piece and a few others.
There's a few 12-episode animes.
With, like, one
there's
season.
there's a
as
whole
like a limited series.
yes, it's limited
Okay, all right,
series.
all right.
There's
Well,
like
most
12,
big animes are like.
12, 13 episodes, and all of them are like either super good or super bad. There's no in between.
All right, well,
So-
all right, well, I mean, it's
Like the long ones that are running for so long, or it's because they've been around for so long and have the budget. These small
make
ones are
money.
like, huh?
and make money.
And make money. But like these small ones are really good too, and they're just like, oh, I made a book, let me animate it. And I mean, I think if you like Squid Games, you'd like, and you don't want to have a commitment to like
It's not. It's,
hundreds of episodes, I think at least try the limited
I
series.
definitely do like. I will give anime a try. It's just that it's It's different from anime Squid Games, but like I do know where you're coming from. Like I watch
Like people watching Squid Games and say, "Ooh, I like this," and don't give an anime a chance.
All right, but that's different though because
No,
I
it's
watch
not
a
the
lot of
same.
foreign movies though with subtitles.
It's the same.
It's
It's literally the same.
This is a conversation and an argument for another day.
All right, so I guess speaking of the subtitles,
arguments.
lyrics to albums, music bracket.
Oh, I thought we were
I don't
gonna go
know.
like arguments. Speaking of arguments,
Speaking of arguments, we're gonna have one today because today.
I don't even know what's going up today. So
That's not an argument. It's
No.
more like, well, what do we like better?
All right,
Right,
so Miguel, do you want to read
wait a
the albums for today?
Yep.
Oh, you seen it?
why? I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's not bad for me.
Just say it.
It's Controlled by SZA versus Fine Line by Harry Styles, and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West versus American Teen by Khalid.
Oh dear God.
Okay.
We're gonna start off with Controlled by SZA. I chose this album, so either one of you can go first.
Gian?
So scissors. So I as R&B and soul, this is where the bop is. Her and Khalid, I think are up there with R&B, or at least like the best in the game. I don't know anything like newer from SZA, so I can't
She
say.
doesn't have anything newer.
Okay, all right. So I mean, this album is solid all the way around. I don't think there's only like one or two songs I just didn't like, but I like Love Galore, Drew Barrymore, The Weeknd, Garden, Broken Clocks, Normal Girl, Pretty Little Birds, Go Gina Raimondo. So I think it's solid all the way around. I think she has a really great voice. I think that represents throughout the entire album. I mean, I wish she had a little bit more scissors in there. I mean, that would have been like at least a song called Scissors. I don't know, but
Maybe in her next album.
maybe her next album, or like maybe her next album, because this one is just called Control. Next one will be copy and paste.
No, next one will be called Alt.
Yeah.
Shift.
Alt.
Shift.
Just Alt.
Shift.
Alt delete Alt F4.
Control.
Control. So I think it's really good. I think it's solid. And I like certain R&B. I mean, not certain R&B, but I guess like certain R&B artists. Like I said, Khalid and SZA. So, I did dig the SZA album. Nicholas.
Groovy. So I think my
baby.
favorite song in here.
Groovy, baby.
I think my favorite song in here was the one that went Control. Wait, no. So
Wrong album.
Yeah, my bad.
Wrong artist.
Yeah, I know.
The wrong thing in general.
My favorite songs in here were definitely, I think, Love Galore with Travis Scott. Doves in the Wind, I think it was probably my favorite song on here with Kendrick Lamar. I think Kendrick Lamar's was good. I remember liking Go Gina, if that's the one I'm remembering correctly. And yeah, she has a really good voice. I was very impressed by this. I liked the vibe to this album. I remember just first time listening to this at work. It was like a kind of a nice sunny day. Sun was coming in. It was kind of like that summer feel. And I'm like, you know what? This is good.
I'm feeling it.
Feeling it. Good summer vibe.
Feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I think it was a Thursday. I was like, you know what? Today's a good
It's
Thursday.
a good Thursday album.
It's a good Thursday album, you know? I think if I had to choose a day of the week, I think this fits Thursday pretty good, you know, because I'm a supermodel that likes to go to prom with Gina. You know, unfortunately, I don't know what time it is because I got broken clocks in my house, but that's okay.
And it might have been
Anything
on the
is
weekend.
wavy
It
works.
might have been on the weekend. We don't know.
Leave me alone. I'm just a normal girl. Anyway, so
What was it? You were like 20 something?
yeah, I didn't like 20 something. I think that was the one. I think that like sticks out.
What's happening? What's happening? I totally missed it. I totally missed it.
I'm like 20 something. What? You don't get it? Yeah, I think 20 something was the one that I remember that I didn't like. There was a few others I wasn't too crazy about, but I don't remember them. I think maybe it was Wavy, the interlude, that I wasn't too crazy about. I don't remember, but she's got a good voice. Definitely impressed. You know, listening to this, I don't listen to much modern R&B, so I was pretty happy with this. And yeah, that's really all I got to say. Enjoyed it.
I just realized
It's good.
We're doing 2 R&B albums today.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So-
2 pop albums? No.
I
One a
personally
pop, one a rap.
I personally don't think I think every song is good. I do think 20 something is the weakest song on this album, but
Yeah.
I think my favorite would be Supermodel only because of the drums. It's like mostly a cappella a little bit and then the
Yeah.
drums at the end, and then Love Galore with Travis Scott and Doze in the Wind, and then there's one more The Weeknd, Broken Clocks.
Oh, he's in this bracket? You saw that coming.
Whatever.
And to think I thought this was a Thursday album.
Yeah, it's a Weekend album. I'm sorry.
That's the weekdays. Come on.
But Pretty Little Birds was good too. It's a little on the weaker side for me too, but I feel like it has a very like good like 3-run track for in the beginning, and then I feel like it doesn't like waver off until the end for me. So
That's the only thing about like the album. Like it's good, but like instead of like being like straight line or like a good like it starts off great and in the middle it's great and then just kind of like it's not I'm not saying it's bad, I think it's still good, but like it's just like not as good as like the other songs. But Controller.
Next is Fine Line.
What's Fine Line?
Miguel, I think since this is Gion's album, I'll go. No, okay, you can go first.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this again, like I said the first time. I hate how much I enjoyed this album.
It popped his cherry.
Did it again.
Yeah, it popped his cherry.
I will say there's only 3 songs I didn't like, and that's To Be So Lonely, Canyon Moon, and Treat People with Kindness. But the rest were all pretty good.
Damn, Miguel
I'd say
doesn't like treating people with kindness.
He's a meanie head.
Yeah, I am. If I remember correctly, I think She and Sunflower are my favorites. Fine Line. 2. I think that's it. I mean, we listened to this on vinyl, and I think it was pretty good on there too.
Vinyl's good, yeah.
Watermelon Sugar, I feel like for me is a little overplayed, but it's still not a bad song. And then I think that's all I gotta say.
So for me, the only 2 songs on this album out of 12 that I don't like is Falling and To Be So Lonely. I don't know, I just wasn't too a fan of them. But other than that, everything else I think is pretty damn killer. Golden. Even though Watermelon Sugar is overplayed, I still, if it comes on, I'll still listen to it. I do like it. Adore You, that's one I've heard a lot too, but I do like that. Lights Up, Cherry's good. Yeah, Cherry, I like. She's my favorite song on this album. I just love like that, like kind of like late 70s, kind of like soft rock guitar in it. It's good. It's, that guitar, it cries to you. I love it. Sunflower Volume 6 is good. Canyon Moon, Treat People with Kindness, I feel like if that was the last song on the album, I think that'd probably be better because I like that better than Fine Line. Fine Line's still good, but I think Treat People with Kindness would be like the better way to end off the album. I don't know, it just kind of has that song feel to it.
It feels like the last song, yeah.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, I did enjoy it. I like the cover. I still don't know what it means, Fine Line. I don't know whose hand that is saying, Harry, walk this way, lad. He's like, you mean over here? And he's like, no, I mean the other way. Oh, you mean over here? My bad, lad. Why are you looking through a telescope? Because I'm 6 miles away, bro. My hand's really long.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. That's what I pictured Fine Line cover art is. But it has a variety of things. You got some like soft kind of folkier things. And then you have more of like the rockin', Adore You, She. And then you have, of course, the pop like Golden, Treat People with Kindness. So you get a variety of things. That's one thing I do like about Harry Styles is he's not afraid to go more on the softer side, but also not more on the rockin' side. Like, especially on his first album, even though it's classified as pop, you got some rockin' on here. You got Only Angel, Kiwi. Those right there are like my 2 favorite Harry Styles songs, probably. Especially Kiwi, bro.
We know you want to fuck a Kiwi.
So.
Wrong album.
I know, but I'm just saying Kiwi's my favorite song by him.
So I hate this dude. I think he's awful.
Yeah.
I think everything he makes is garbage. Even his concerts are dog shit.
Honestly, bro. Worst artist of the year.
Too bad it's opposite day. And I like this dude a lot. And I like every song on here. I will agree with, I guess.
Never noticed.
I will agree with the round table here, or the rectangle table, that Watermelon Sugar is overplayed, but I still do like it. And I still think it's a good song. Every song in here is good. It's for me, that's not a summer album. It's more of what do I feel like type of album. Like I can listen to it anytime. I can listen to it in the fall, spring, summer, winter. I will still enjoy it.
So it's a go-to album.
It's a go-to. Yeah. So Golden, Adore You, Lights Up, Falling, She, Sunflower, Treat People with Kindness, Fine Line. And what I like about is I think Fine Line is probably one of my favorite Harry Styles songs because it starts off like, oh, this is a sad fucking piece of shit song, but then like it ends like triumphantly, which I think if Treat People with Kindness was the last song, I would agree with you 100%. It sounds like a closing song, but Fine Line, the way it ends feels like a closing to an album. So good voice, good lyrics, good hair.
All right.
His biggest influence.
Honestly. Yes. I already know where this is going. I'm going Control.
Fine Line.
I think we have control over this because we're going Fine Line.
Okay.
You thought I was gonna say Control for a sec?
I was no.
Oh no, I was just trying to do another transition.
All
So
right.
yeah, Fine Line wins against Controller.
Control.
So now next we have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Khalid, and then we got Teenage Dream by Katy Perry.
Yeah. That's the intro. That's the intro. That's the fucking intro. How long have you been waiting to say that?
No, that just came out. I love how Miguel, man. Damn, Miguel, don't laugh too hard. Shit.
Christ, I mean, I know we're comedians. Like, how are we supposed to do our stand-up tour? Jesus.
Honestly, bro, Miguel's just gonna be like. I'm sorry. What are they again? Oh, okay. Which one you want to start with?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted.
You are beautiful.
Fantasy.
You're beautiful.
I chose this, so you guys go first.
Wait, you did?
Yeah.
You go first. Go on.
Clan. So, after consideration, this is not the best Kanye album.
Yeah, I know.
We know this. I was listening to Kanye albums in the song with him, and we were like, fuck. So, but still, very good, because I think most of these songs this came out in 2010, so this was like the peak of, us growing up as kids, so this is very nostalgic for songs. So you got Power, All the Lights, Monster, So Appalled, Devil in a New Dress, Dark Fantasy, Gorgeous, Kid Cudi. We don't know when he's going to become an adolescent, but hopefully it'll be soon. And we got Jay-Z. I don't know where JX is, but I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
Finished.
And we got Pusha S.
What the fuck?
All right. And then we got Bob Iger down below.
Who the? Oh, what the? Fuck?
So anyways.
And then the last song. This is America. You know.
Honestly, I was gonna say Trump. Just Trump.
Oh my god.
But no, everything in here is good. I think there's just Hell of a Life. I don't remember being all too for, but I mean everything else I think is really good. It's very more of a nostalgic thing because I mean we liked these things as kids. So not the best Kanye album, but still nonetheless a bright poppy twisted fantasy. Nicholas.
So I would say this is one of those albums where I think, for the most part, the biggest songs are probably the best. Did I say that last time? I believe I said
think
that last
someone said that.
Because I do think Runaway is definitely my favorite song, and that was one of the biggest hits on here, along with Power. Even though it's short, I really like that song specifically because it has a snippet of 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson, which is probably the best prog song ever made of all time, at least for me as of right now. Of course, All the Lights, I remember hearing those songs specifically when I was 10 or 11. A pretty good time in my life, kind of awkward because you're going into middle school at 11 years old. You're going to start getting very early kind of, feelings for puberty. So it's kind of an awkward time. So these songs, I guess, helped, this along with Your Favorite Martian, which I listened to religiously in 6th grade.
Martian.
But there are some other good songs on here. Dark Fantasy is a good way to introduce the album. Gorgeous, I like that specifically because it has my boy Raekwon from my gang Wu-Tang. Not gang, I shouldn't say that. I'm saying more of my favorite, I think, hip-hop power group thing. Raekwon's a G. And then, of course, you got others like Jay-Z, Rick Ross. I will say, it's not that it heavily relies on them, but there are a lot of features. Like, you have a few songs like Monster and So Appalled where there's 4 or 3 features on there, which, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm always a person where I prefer, as little features as possible than many. But nonetheless, I think it's still a really good album. From what we've listened to, I think the album we listened to, which was Graduation, probably is better than this because it has more of the classics on there.
I'll get into that more.
Yeah, when you can get into that when we talk about
switch.
it. The reason why I love Runaway is just that, especially that ending. I know, you know how I am with longer songs. Just that kind of progressive, avant, exclude out of, the go into the Hell of a Life. Yeah, Fade Away, I mean. I thought it was pretty damn good. How long is it again? What is it? 9 minutes? Yeah.
I do like long songs.
See, me, I
too,
love long songs.
It's if it's done right though. Like Harry Styles does long songs.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Never heard you mention him before. Who's that? Who's that?
I think he's
Was he with that one band Jonas Brothers or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think he's related to Katy Perry too.
Yeah.
Very stylish.
But he does long songs good. I love American Pie. That's a longer song too. But yeah, I do agree with
Listen
you.
to Inagata de Vida someday. It's a good psychedelic 60s song. It's not that long of a song. 17 minutes. Not
as
bad.
long as it's long and I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, get on with it.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Miguel.
So I chose this album, and looking back, I wish I didn't because I can name.
Well,
6.
don't make it seem like a burden. Like Jesus,
No,
like I
at
wish I didn't do this.
Like, no, I'm gonna be honest, because like at the time I was like, you know what, pretty good, you know, and it's considered his best. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I was like, you know, one day or like the past few weeks, I was like, you know what, let me listen to like Kanye's like whole discography. And then I listened to all 10, 11 if you count Kid See Ghost, and then I haven't listened to the one with Jay-Z. I can name 6 better albums, to be honest. By 6.
So this is like a mid-tier for you album
Yeah.
by Kanye?
Mhm.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So,
Well, tell us what you like about the album.
I will say, I gave this. I'm only gonna say the rating. I'm not gonna say the rating for the other one. I gave My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy a 7 out of 10. I did like the first 6 songs, and then I didn't like So Appalled. And then obviously Devil in a New Dress is my favorite song from this album. And the only reason I don't like Runaway is because like the piano notes at the beginning for some reason
I think you said that last time.
Mhm. And then I'm just not a big fan of Pusha T, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a hit or miss. So.
Yeah,
fair.
I'm not gonna get into it. But Hell of a Life, Blame Game, Lost in the World, and Who Will Survive in America, I feel like is like a strong ending too. And it's per se not bad. You know, I just wish I chose Graduation instead.
What was that? Would you? I mean, you could say it now. Would you say that's your favorite Kanye album?
That's a 10 out of 10.
Is it really? Was every
What
song
about
a banger?
Donda?
We're not.
I'm gonna be honest. I completely forgot about Donda for a minute.
Me too.
You brought me back to reality.
I forgot about CLB too, but then I saw my playlist.
Donda.
Yeah, so I like the song American Boy.
Take me down to
American Adolescent.
I forgot how it goes. Wait, hold on. Before we start, I gotta blow my nose.
I'm not gonna.
Stop sniffling, bro. Blow your nose.
Fine. Fine, Dad. Do you actually have tissues?
Allergies, what's that?
Are they supposed to be blue?
I've heard a lot of these songs because of being in the car with you guys, but you know what? I think Khalid is that guy, and I think he presents himself like this too, as kind of like that free spirit kind of summer vibe kind of dude. Like when I think of Khalid, I'm thinking
Is
something.
that a pun?
Is that a pun because that's his next album?
What?
Free Spirit.
Is the album?
Wait, is
after
it
this.
actually?
Yeah, look, go down. Just go down. And...
Oh. I didn't
It's
even
right
notice that.
there in front of you.
I was looking at Sun City. I didn't even. Okay, so that was not intended, but
The Nicki post too.
he definitely presents himself as someone who is a free spirit, and I definitely think he does that really well because when you have songs like American Teen, Young Dumb Broke,
God, he's going back to a teen. Jesus Christ.
of course 18. I will say I think from what I've listened to, I remember I listened to Free Spirit back in 2019 when it first came out. I think Better is probably my favorite Khalid song as of right now, and Talk is pretty good. And I liked the vibe to it. But same thing with this one too. I think American Teen, this is his debut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For someone who was 17 years old at the time of writing this,
Yeah.
I think
Around there.
definitely ahead of his time because this man overnight became like a national, probably worldwide sensation with hits like American Teen, Young, Dumb, Broke, because he gives off that feel. Kind of like how Nirvana did back in the 90s where like you can connect to it as someone who's around 18, 19, who's a young kid too. So this is something to relate to. Not like Nirvana where it's like an angry, like, yeah, down with government. This is more of like I'm young, I want to do something with my life, I'm free, let me make the most of it. That's kind of the vibe I get with Khalid. I don't know what my favorite song was that I remember. I think it might have been American Teen, because I'll be honest, I didn't listen to this one in a little while. I do apologize for that. I should start re-listening to these.
That's okay, Dad.
But this is the one where like it starts off with like a phone call, doesn't it? Like it end at Angels with like the end of the phone call kind of. Yeah, so that's what I remember.
The sound, yeah.
Cool way to do it.
Oh my God.
And can you stop like sniffling?
I can't help it. It's
Well, it's going like right into the mic. You're like, if ASMRs were illegal, I would be okay with that. I don't really know what else I got to say. I think it's more of a vibe. I can't pick a favorite song from this album. I think it's more of like overall it gives a good vibe, and I appreciate it. So it's more of an appreciation rather than like, oh, I'm a huge fan of Khalid, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, okay. Right.
So, because it's not like a song in here that I'm like crazy about, like Telegraph Ave or Stargazing, but I really do appreciate the vibe to this and what this album means to people my age and younger. So
We be young, we be dumb, and we be broke.
I'm not broke. You got your money up, bro.
Yeah, he was waiting for that one. He was waiting for that one, and you could tell. You fell right into his trap.
I like this album. It's very summery, vibey album. American Teen, Young, Dumb, Broke, Location. Coaster, 18, Cold-Blooded, Angels. The only thing about this album for me is after re-listening to it, I think like I think every song is good. It's just that the songs at the end aren't as good as the ones at the front. And I feel like honestly that's a lot of albums that like, and we've talked about this before, but it's not like, you know, like death defining. It's not gonna like ruin the album, but it's not gonna make it like the greatest thing ever conceived by man. But still, I think it's a great album. I love Khalid. I can't wait for his next album, whenever that will be. Soon?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be American Adolescent? Anyways, like I said before, American
European
Teen,
Adult.
you know, Location, Young Dumb Broke, American Teen. Another sad love song too. Cold Blooded 18 Coaster. Angels. Pretty solid all around. So definitely a summer vibe, like I said. So, but yeah, titties. Anyways.
All right. So the only 2 songs I didn't like was "Let's Go" and "Hopeless."
Okay.
Let's go.
Save
that for
I
the baby.
agree to an extent. Huh?
Go ahead.
What?
I said, you said, the only song I don't like was Let's Go. I said, save that for the baby. Sorry.
The baby memes.
So I will agree to an extent that the end does sound a little weaker, but only because I feel like maybe those are songs that were just like, oh, let me do a hook and a verse and then a hook. It's not. It doesn't have like the same content as American Teen, Young Dumb and Broke, Location, Another Sad Love Song, Coaster, 18. So I do agree, and then I don't agree just because of that aspect. I feel like he was trying to go for something else in the second half. But I do agree with Nikki. Like, it is something that everyone could relate to, like in their teenage years. You know.
I would even say like early 20s too.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because I mean, like at least like 2021.
Like Young Dumb and Broke, probably.
Yeah, me.
Some people don't get their lives together until like the 30s. Not that you get your life together ASAP, but
you know, yeah.
some people, you know,
So
are still a young 28.
I'd say my favorite song by far is either American Teen, Coaster, even Shot Down. I think it's a solid album overall. You know, pretty good rotation.
We ready to vote?
Yep.
Alrighty. I'm going with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I'm
Really?
interesting to see what Miguel has to say. Well, only because you know, like there are songs in there that I do like really love and I remember listening to for a long time, so I have to choose it.
I'm gonna go with American Teen.
Oh, you fuckers.
Only because I realize it's not the best Kanye album.
And you just like Khalid's album overall more.
Yeah, I mean overall, I feel like American Teen is better constructed than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I'm gonna get so much hate over it. For those Kanye fans that keep saying
Sucks.
that keep saying that
Donda.
that fucking My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is Kanye's best album. You're wrong.
You're not a fan.
You're wrong.
You're not a real fan.
There's 6 albums better than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Wait, can you name them real quick? I know it's 808.
Yeah, 808 and Heartbreaks.
Yep.
Donda.
The College Dropout. Personally, I like The Life of Pablo more. Yeah. Yay. Hold on.
And then Graduation.
Graduation's my top favorite.
And then do you remember what the 6th one is?
Kitsy Ghost, but that's technically like a collab album with Kid Cudi. But I still think it's better than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
You having an epitaph over there?
American Teen.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just
You're
because
so
I like the vibe. It gives me closure. Like it makes me feel like comforted. So
Okay, I can see that. Cool.
yeah. So DJ Khaled has beaten Jay-Z.
Damn, he's beating the East Coast, so it's an unfortunate turn of events, but that's okay. You'll have to find out what happens next time.
On the Life on Easy Mode podcast. Thank you for listening.
I know what the next thing is.
Don't tell me because I want to be surprised like always. So thank you for listening. We are on everything conceivable by mankind: Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. We should be on SoundCloud at this point, but I don't think we are. Pandora, Box, Jeff Bezos, YouTube, Google, and yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing and listening. And yeah, I'm having a stroke. I think we should.
I was just praying because I was praying to God he didn't make another like, oh, we're on Pornhub and OnlyFans.
Oh, we're on Pornhub too. I forgot to say that.
Why'd you have to mention
Oh,
it?
I
have no
forgot.
idea.
Yes.
All right, so
Miguel, is there anything last defining words you need to say for this week on
Miguel,
the hunt for the Zodiac?
what do you have to say in your hat? What's that called again? I bought it. I don't even know what it's called.
Bucket hat.
Bucket hat. What do you have to say in your bucket hat? Chum bucket, man.
We got to find out who the astrology killer is.
Ooh, kill him.
New astrology.
He's
man.
probably an Aries.